Let me steal your attention for a quick second while I jump up over here and talk about the Ficus Tineke and the Ficus ruby, part of the Ficus family, obviously, of course, and what you should know about it, the care, the instructions, the humidity, the light. But before I get into all of that, once again, please feel free to smash that like button, hit that bell to be notified for future videos on my upcoming channel, and how you can take care of those tropical house plants, because I'm all about tropical house plants here at Plant Marks the Pot. That's what I do. So diving right in, the Ficus, these are the exact same care. I just wanted to show you a couple good examples of what yours could and should look like had you, you know, check all the right boxes, and some things to watch out for. So the Ficus Tineke, I think I got these both at the same time. You know what, matter of fact, I will preface this by saying one quick thing. This is a cutting that I took from the beginning, the mother plant, and really pretty simple and straightforward to propagate, and perhaps I'll put out a video on how to do that. But other things that you should know is that they just are going to want a ton of light. Anything, I mean, really anything that I can think of in the Ficus family is just going to want a ton of light. So give it as much as you can. Don't be discouraged if you can't give it like full sun. I would kind of avoid full sun. It can take it. It's just going to require a lot more water, and it's kind of a give and take, because you don't want to have these stay wet for too long where they are prone to root rot. Root rot is one thing that plagues this type of plant. So beware of how much you're watering. Let it dry out in between, you know, at least an inch to 2 inches to dry out before you start thinking about watering again. But you know, strong sunlight, fertilizer. Fertilizer is going to get you a lot of color for these plants. It's going to really bring out that vibrancy with the, you know, over here on the Tineke, I'm sorry, the ruby. It's going to give you more pink. I use the slow release. I use the Osmocote 14-14-14. But with this one, you know, I definitely need to dust these leaves off, which leads me to my next point. A big thing with ficuses you'll see is, since they have these huge leaves, they are massive dust collectors, and that just slows down the photogenic property, or the photosynthesis process of these plants, and it behooves you to just take a damp cloth, like just a paper towel, and wipe them off. You know, I'm not practicing what I preach right now, because I don't know if you're picking up on that. There's dust all over the leaves. But anyway, aside from that, it's just going to help you out a lot. They're going to thank you for it, and they will perspire fresh CO2 because of that too. So definitely keep that in mind. As far as soil goes, so you want it to dry out, and so you're kind of going to want to avoid really heavy water retaining soils, as well as you want something that's got good drainage aggregate in it. So something that's got perlite or vermiculite, or you can amend a soil that you know has kind of a bit of like too much water holding, like maybe it's got too much coconut coir or too much peat moss that can stay wet for too long. Maybe just amend it with a little bit of perlite, and you're good to go. I think they're pretty easy going. I've heard people having ups and downs with this plant. I think it's largely in part due to they're just not giving it enough light, and perhaps maybe not enough humidity. If you're not getting proper humidity, you will see some, here's a good example right here. You're just gonna see a little bit of a browning on the leaf. Once again, I mean, I use pebble trays. This tray is got, this is Missouri pea gravel that's on this tray. And so whenever I water it till it leaks out the bottom and it fills that tray, and it just slowly dissipates and creates like a humid microclimate over the plant over time. And they love that. It's just that simple. I really can't add too much to that. That's all I've been doing. I mean, I haven't seen pests outside of, perhaps definitely be on the lookout for mealybugs with these. That's a nuisance with many tropical plants. So, you know, you're gonna use like a miticide or a neem oil, just something that handles insects. But really, when you have a healthy plant, generally speaking, they're more resistant to invaders like mealybugs and scale and spider mites and stuff like that. So just keep it healthy. Take care of it. Wipe off those leaves. Give it good, consistent, regular waterings. Nice bit of humidity. And, you know, I'm pretty soon here gonna do a repot on these. I think they're starting to get pretty root bound, and that also keeps it in good shape. So, you know, it's good to repot, you know, every so often, at least every 2 years, or, you know, somewhere around that number. I've been on the swing of doing every year. So that's what I'm doing. I don't think there's really more that you should know other than that. Post in the comments what your hang-ups or even your victories are. Let me see some pictures, and look out for my future video content coming up with more ficuses and more other tropical house plants. And we'll check you out on that very next video. Stay tuned.